Other one. Let me fix this camera, y'all. What's good? How y'all doing this morning? Yeah. I'm going to have to take that right there. I like that. I'm taking that. That's enough. Not even going to try to OD. How y'all doing this morning? I just made a realization. If he wasn't slow, we wouldn't have been able to make the song. So we got to appreciate his slowness, his tardiness. But what we want to make sure we get out is Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, offers to testify before Congress. Ooh, we about to get into it, y'all. Y'all ready? Because I am. Me, 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 me. Okay, let's go. Zoom, zoom, bling, bling, bling. Anytime you're ready, bling, bling, bling. We ready to start the show, bling, bling, bling. I'm letting you know that, bling, bling, bling. We ready to get it like bling, bling, bling. You ready? Vroom, vroom. Anytime he's ready, we'll get going. Yeah. And, okay, yes, I really do need this morning. The tapping of the pores, opening up with the cool taps. And that feels so good, like Biggie, 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 can't you see? Somehow your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your jazzy ways. I guess that's why your birthday broke and you're so paid. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Somehow your love just hypnotized me. You know why I'm open, right? Because if bump that beat. It's Monday the 21st. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. Yes, yes, yes. Monday the 21st, 2025. My favorite day of the week, Monday. Why? Because they got to pick up that phone. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. You got to pick up the phone on Monday, baby. Ain't no excuses like, yeah, well, it's Friday, the weekend's coming. Because we even hear that on Thursday. Come on, chill out. It's Thursday, the weekend's coming. Nope, it's Monday. Let me see who we got up in the building. Nice and early. We got Mark Dorfman up in the building. Good morning from New York City. We got Jeffrey up in here from Missouri. We also got Rebecca Lon Yen Bueno, where she tapping in from? Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay, who else we got? What's up, Guy? How you been? How's everybody doing up in there? Batty Lynn always tapping in from Detroit, Michigan. She's got her coffee or her tea. You already know what's going down. Who else we got up in here? Glenn Hendricks says, what's good? That's right. Who else we got up in here? I think we almost ready to go, because you know what I'm ready to do. We have a full clip. It's Monday. I'm going to have to get this out really fast because I don't want to hold you guys up, and I know you need all of this information. We have a fully loaded clip. So what I'm going to do is, I got 5 on it. And that's right. I'm going to stack 5 at a time, and then you guys get to those comments, and let's make sure that all of the comments are relative to what we're talking about. Do me a favor also. I love to know where you're tapping in from and what time it is. Do you know what time it is? Check the clock. Put your Gucci watch on and synchronize the time, and let's rock. Y'all don't know that old school hip hop that I know, boy. Y'all don't know the old school stuff that I know, but you know what? As long as you know me, you're going to be all right, because I'm going to keep you on point. I could do a crazy sort of a contest with old school hip hop, and I guarantee you, your boy going to be in the long standings for the finals. But I'm so happy that everybody's here this morning. Hope you're healthy, happy, ready to go, because guess what? He gave us another one to keep on moving. We got another day to keep on moving forward, you guys, so let's get into it. And without any further ado, let's get into these titles. What we got over here this morning, we have Trump. Yes, and that's one lead-in is Ghislaine Maxwell offers to testify before Congress. I'm so sorry, let me get that out the right way. Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell offers to testify before Congress. That's right, Ghislaine Maxwell is looking to possibly get maybe some leniency when it comes to her case, or maybe she's looking for the Department of Justice to, help her out when it comes down to identifying some of the people that's got some information. Because guess what they say, you guys? They say she was the one that was setting up all of the flights that had all of the information. So personally, I think if there is not a list, she's the human list. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. What else do we have here? We've got the border czar, Tom Homan, who talks about more mass deportations. That's right, border czar Tom Homan is talking about we need more beds because more heads mean more beds. And when it comes down to processing illegal criminals, we need a place to have them to be able to sleep in order to process them. So he's saying he wants to double up. That's right. You hear what I'm saying? Double up on the deportations that's coming up. What do you guys think about that? Last but not least, what else do we have? And if you care, we've got Michelle and Barack Obama, who set the record straight as their divorce rumors are starting to float about that everybody was hearing about when Michelle did her podcast. Well, guess what? Both of them sat down again with Michelle's brother, and they discussed all of the information and things that you guys might be interested in knowing. And I don't know if you guys want to know, but do you want to know if Barack and Michelle are possibly going to, get a divorce? I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody in the comments that may be interested in that. Without any further ado, I'd like to get it going because we've got, what's her name? Carolyn Levitt. I think I got her name correctly. I can't pronounce everyone's names perfectly, but I try my best. This is called the MAGA's Minute. And again, before we get into this, I'd like to make something clear. I am not an independent. I can say that. I can say it any way I want. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat, and I am not an independent. So please don't put a title on me. I am a host for the show who tries my best to not put influence on what you guys feel about certain things. I like to get your dialogue, and then we have comments that go along in the comment section, and then we go from there. That's where we get all of our dialogue from, not from me. I just play the clips. The host and the co-host are actually in the comment sections there, and that's you guys. Just to put some clarification before we start our show this morning, again, I'd love to know what time it is, where you're chiming in from, as well as what city, state, or country.
But there's only one MAGA Minute, so let's get... I see many are trying to imitate our style, but there's only one MAGA Minute, so let's get to it. This week, the president attended the FIFA Club World Cup final, hosted NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte in the Oval Office, where he announced an agreement to a multi-billion-dollar sale of U.S. military equipment to NATO. The president hosted CEOs and business leaders at the White House for a powerful faith luncheon. He traveled to Pennsylvania to deliver remarks at the Pennsylvania Energy and Innovation Summit and announced $90 billion in U.S. energy and artificial intelligence investments in the Commonwealth. The president hosted the Crown Prince of Bahrain in the Oval Office and welcomed families who have lost loved ones to the fentanyl scourge in our nation to the White House for the signing of the bipartisan Halt Fentanyl Act, before wrapping up the week on Friday by signing the Genius Act, a massive win for the crypto industry. This week, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ reached record highs. The Department of Treasury posted a $27 billion surplus in the month of June for the first time in many years because of the president's tariff revenue. And core inflation beat expectations for yet another month. President Trump has established the most secure border in U.S. history with record low Border Patrol apprehensions and zero parole releases in June. And in a win for the MAHA movement, the Trump administration announced that dozens of ice cream companies, representing more than 90% of the ice cream volume sold in the United States, have pledged to eliminate the use of certified artificial colors in their ice cream and frozen dairy products. Also here in Washington, Congress passed a $9 billion rescissions package, clawing back your tax dollars for partisan, taxpayer-funded media and foreign aid. And lastly, President Trump has directed the Attorney General Pam Bondi to move forward with requesting grand juries related to the Epstein files unseal their relevant documents.
Okay, we gonna keep on moving. Like I said, we're gonna stack 5 and keep on going. I want you guys to please do your boy a favor and stick to the content. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a fantastic show. Now we're gonna go over here to watch President Trump, who does exactly one of those things that Carolyn just said, which is sign the Genius Act into law. He basically had a little joke there where he said, "This is not the auto pen, by the way." Good morning, everybody. Good Monday morning. My favorite day of the week.
This is not an auto pen, by the way, which is a big scandal. If that were a Republican, it would really be a big scandal. But it is one of the great scandals of our time. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, the Genius Act has been signed in. All right, we're going to keep on moving because you know we got so much more, so much more. It's Monday morning. Want to get you guys locked and loaded before y'all get out if y'all got to go to work. So now we're going to go to some more information because this is now marks the 6 months. Yes, 6 months for us too. 6 months here at Our Bottom Line. Going strong, doing our thing consistently every single day for 271 episodes. But not only have we been going consecutive, especially on staying on one topic all the time, especially with our breaking stories every single morning. We have our president, President Trump, who marks his 6 months in office. What does he do to credit this international win? Let's let them tell it, and you guys go ahead and get some information on what's going on with our president's 6 months, and as he breaks the 6 months in one day now. Tom.
President Trump is marking 6 months in his second term. So far, border crossings are at a historic low, and he signed the big, beautiful bill and its massive tax cuts into law. Around the globe, his tariff plan has brought in over $100 billion in revenue, and his administration has secured the release of American hostages and prisoners being held in places like Gaza, Russia, and Venezuela. Finally, his Doge has saved Americans an estimated $190 billion. Here to discuss it, Fox News contributor Mary Catherine Ham. Mary Catherine, I mean, 6 months, even just one of those things would be notable.
Yeah, I would also add the bombing of the Fordow facility in Iran. I mean, these are incredible things happening. The One Big Beautiful Bill was passed by Congress with a small margin before a deadline. Like, they didn't actually have to extend those tax rates until December of this year, and they did it 6 months early, which is something that has not happened, like, I don't know, in my lifetime, at least not in recent memory. So it has been a very active time. The executive orders are very important. Getting men out of women's sports is a huge shift in how we were doing things, and I do want to commend him for the plastic straws. Bring them back, baby.
Yeah, I tell you, when I was reading that news headline here, it's just the plastic straws.
No, that was good. You guys marked some information and let them know certain things that he did. Let's go, because we got to stack this deck. I still owe 3. So let's go ahead and get into this Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell information that everybody always wants to talk about. We could be talking about NASA. We could be talking about digging for gold. There's always somebody in the comments that says, Epstein files, Epstein files. So yeah, let's get into it for whatever we have. Let's go.
While the pressure builds around Justice Department officials, the Daily Mail is reporting that a source close to Ghislaine Maxwell says she is willing and eager to appear before Congress if she's asked to testify about the elusive Epstein client list.
That's right. Maxwell has Epstein's and was Epstein. closest confidant or confidant. She was convicted back in 2022 for her involvement in his illicit lifestyle in New York and in Palm Beach, as well on his private island.
CBS 12's I-Team Chief Mike Magnolia is live with us in the studio with more on these developments surrounding Maxwell. Mike?
So Liz, Luli, here's a question. If Maxwell were to appear before Congress and if President Trump is on that Epstein client list, would that torpedo her chances for a presidential pardon? Now, this is all speculation. The Daily Mail isn't naming their source. But when I sat down with Jeffrey Epstein's former lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, we talked about Maxwell. I'm going to play that for you in its entirety. But first, there was a question about the death of Epstein. Much is being made about the just-released jail tape and how there is 1 minute of missing footage.
Okay, but we're going to go somewhere else and get that because we want to get it from Dershowitz and we want to go right to the facility and get that tape information. So let's go ahead and knock on Mr. Dershowitz's door and see what he got to talk about as he reveals the Rosetta Stone behind the Epstein files debacle.
The Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case continues to dominate headlines. The Justice Department has petitioned a federal judge to release grand jury transcripts in the case. I sat down with Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz, who once represented Epstein, to get his take on what evidence there actually is and how much of it he thinks we'll ever get to see. Professor, good to have you with us because you've got a bit of an insider look at some of this. Let's separate fact from fiction. You say there was never a client list per se, but there are other names. There's other information. Are they in the grand jury transcripts, and do you think a judge releases that?
I think the judge should release it, but they're not in the grand jury transcripts. They're sealed records by 2 or 3 federal judges in the New York courts. I've seen some of these materials. For example, there is an FBI report of interviews with alleged victims in which at least one of the victims names very important people, and the names have been redacted. I know some of the names from my investigation. For example, George Mitchell, the former senator, Bill Richardson, the former ambassador to the UN, Ehud Barak, the granddaughter of Jacques Cousteau, were all accused. Now, whether any of these people actually did anything wrong, we don't know, because we know there have been many, many false accusations. For example, a woman named Sarah Ransom filed an affidavit, and it's probably in the record, and it's probably been sealed, in which she accused Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Richard Branson of having sex with young people, and she said she had videotapes of this. And then after an investigation, she admitted she made up the whole story, and yet the affidavit still remains in the court record. So we have to be very careful to distinguish true accusation from false accusations. And I suspect the courts will be sensitive to that. They will not want to just produce the names of people who have been falsely accused without also producing information about the people who have falsely accused them. So this is a complex matter.
Yeah, like you said, all of those.
All right, why is Trump suing Rupert Murdoch? Anything you guys know about that as far as the Wall Street Journal is concerned? That's what's going on right now. It keeps on going from 20 billion to 10 billion. I don't know. So we put up yesterday 20 billion. Maybe the next header in the thumbnail will say 10 billion once they decide on what the actual lawsuit is. Because yes, President Trump is now suing the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch over the allegations and the bombshell when it came down to that birthday letter that they said he wrote, and something about something being scribbled on there with a woman's body or something like that. That's the clip that I owe you guys. Then I'm coming to the comments. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let me see. Yeah, here we go, right here.
Breaking news developments on Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Late today, Donald Trump filing a libel suit against the Wall Street Journal over its new Epstein reporting. Also late today, Trump's DOJ filing a motion to unseal grand jury testimony about Epstein. Trump's new suit names Rupert Murdoch, the Journal's parent company, and the 2 reporters who broke that story. The Journal detailing a 2003 letter that Trump reportedly wrote to Epstein for his 50th birthday. The Journal describes the letter as, quote, body. It contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. In the message, Trump reportedly imagines a conversation with Epstein. Quote, Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And it ends with the line, Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Trump denies the story. Quote, this is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. As for Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi, late today, she filed a motion to unseal grand jury transcripts, but the process could take weeks. And as the Post reports, even if released.
Now, we got a lot. That's on the other side. That's what MSNBC feels, guys. Please do not take that information, any of that content as anything that I take personal, because anything can be made up. Let's see the receipts. Matter of fact, let me see him draw that again or do something like that. Let's see, I'll get a signature person in here to really see if that's his signature. Because, he got a really different type of, signature there and different name. Let's see how that signature looks to see if it's really, because, we got a lot of these people. People can say anything about you. They can say anything about me. So I like to put that out first. People can make things up. They have. Me and my buddy were discussing yesterday how AI is getting so crazy where I can type responses and have somebody here doing the whole show. Yo, what y'all got going on or whatever like that. Have y'all thinking that it's actually me and it's an AI. So do not take things that people give you or words nowadays at face value. I almost got caught by a scammer the other day, and it was so close I almost would have lost this page here. Because he was really good at it, said it was a VPN company, he wanted to do some stuff, and I was really close to just pressing the button until I said, you know what, let me take a step back and ask YouTube. They said, no, we ain't have nobody get in contact with you. I would have did business with that person or been going back and forth with them, and I would have been jammed up. They are so good out here at manipulation, you guys. I don't believe nothing until I really see it for myself nowadays, and that's even hard to believe. Sorry to say it. DOJ, Department of Justice, urges courts to unseal the Epstein grand jury information. Now, the DOJ is now asking for the DOJ information to actually be released. This is probably this information is some stuff that we can see is true because it's coming right out of court and what actually happened during procedures if it's not manipulated.
National headlines, more Republicans in Congress and voters believe the Trump administration has handled the Jeffrey Epstein case poorly. As national correspondent Matt Galka reports, not many appear to be listening to the president's repeated pleas to forget about Epstein and move on.
The Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case and failure to deliver on long-promised new findings on the sex trafficker's alleged list of names became a national punchline at the ESPY Awards.
Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but as it got deleted. Must have probably deleted itself, right?
Grog, I appreciate that. I look at that as a funny comment. I already gave y'all 5 so I could come here. You said you could not fake your show with AI. You don't have that kind of technology yet, even there yet. AI has come obvious catch. I guess you mean has some more to catch up to what I can do. I appreciate that because you mean like all of the movements and all of the actions and all of that stuff. Do y'all want to keep on going with this Epstein stuff? Because I have a lot. Do you want more? Because we can really keep on going. I got a lot. I'm talking about, I got some stuff about the missing minutes if you guys want to see that. We got, the missing minutes basically which contain a video that's fueling the conspiracy theorists. We got that. We got a lot.
Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on as a country and ignore that.
Hours after lashing out at members of his base demanding more transparency on the case by calling them weaklings and saying he didn't want their support, the president doubled down Wednesday night.
This Jeffrey Epstein hoax also, because that's the same stuff. That's all put out by Democrats.
Yeah.
And, some of the naive Republicans fall right into line like they always do.
The hoax claim was mocked by former Trump ally Elon Musk in a barrage of tweets, including saying the president should just release the files and point out which part is the hoax. MAGA hardliner Laura Loomer told Politico the scandal could consume Trump's presidency. And a new Quinnipiac poll taken in the past week showed 63% of voters disapproved of how the administration has handled the Epstein files. broken down by party, 83% of Democrats, 71% of independents, and 40% of Republicans signaled their disapproval.
All right. We got more and more. And like, how am I finding all of this stuff? What do I do with my other spare time? I don't know. I don't know how I'll be finding this stuff. But here we go now, because we have that, what they're talking about when this comes down to the bipartisan push, where everybody wants the information finally to come out. Yes, there's a bipartisan push. People on the right, people on the left, everybody basically is talking about it. And since you guys always be going at me about this Epstein information, I'm going to overload y'all. So hopefully when we're talking about puppies and we're talking about San Francisco and we're talking about coffee and other stuff, I don't see Epstein files in the comments so much. I'm giving you all I can find. I'm going to every single network. Don't try to say I'm alienating everybody out, because we almost surf the whole web when it comes down to Epstein so far. Let's go.
You give eye exams.
Yeah,
I give fresh
get that.
starts, better vision, healthy eyes. Everybody wants that.
Hero Doc saves vision.
Well,
Hero Owl saves money.
Okay.
Use your vision insurance for exams, glasses, and contacts, all at America's Best.
It's going to go right
Washington and the White House facing mounting bipartisan pressure to release documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. We're also learning new details about the letter the Wall Street Journal says Trump allegedly wrote to Epstein. The president saying the letter doesn't exist, now filing a $10 billion defamation lawsuit. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang.
Tonight, President Trump pushing back, acknowledging his administration's move to unseal grand jury records in the case of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein may never be enough to satisfy his critics. Trump writing on social media, even if the court gave its full and unwavering approval, nothing will be good enough for the troublemakers and radical left lunatics making the request. It will always be more. But much of the pressure to do more is coming from some of the president's longtime supporters.
I want every email from Epstein. Why not? Oh, it might embarrass people. I don't care. We don't care now anymore. We're done.
It feels like everybody feels like that right there. Like somebody in the comments is like, yo, good research. And yes, I'm really making sure that I'm covering all aspects on this, because really we got all pumped up. And before even like Trump, before like let's say his last term, when they started talking about the list, when they started saying people like Michael Jackson, and let's go there. I'm going to open it up now. They said Michael Jackson. They said Bill Clinton. They said Beyonce. They said Booba. They said Is Tucker. They said Hanks. Oh yeah, they said a lot of people's name on that list. And let's go ahead into the other part of it, right? The craziest part of it that started coming up, that Eatsa-gate stuff. Ooh yeah, I ain't gonna get crazy and say too much of that. I'm gonna say that one time and leave that right there. Maybe if y'all put it in the comments, y'all could go ahead and start talking about stuff like that, because that's what's all wound up into this that got people acting crazy over it. Tell me I'm lying. I tried to whisper it on YouTube. Yo, let's keep on going.
Releasing the grand jury transcripts could be a long process and would not fulfill his team's campaign promises to release the full FBI files on Epstein.
The public is not clamoring for the release of a redacted version of the grand jury transcripts. They're calling for the release of the entire file.
Epstein died by suicide in jail in 2019, shortly after his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and sexual abuse. Many of Trump's allies, including his FBI director Kash Patel and his deputy Dan Bongino, pushed Epstein conspiracies for years.
I don't trust any story they tell me about Jeffrey Epstein. There is a reason this client list is hidden.
Earlier this year, Attorney General Pam Bondi said...
And you remember he was sticking to it because he left work last week like, I'm not coming to work. He was rebelling.
She had that list. Then just weeks ago, the Justice Department and FBI said the list did not exist and that they would not release any more information about Epstein, sparking outrage from the president's base. Trump gave the order to his Justice Department to release the grand jury transcripts just hours after the Wall Street Journal reported on a letter Trump allegedly sent Epstein for his birthday in 2003.
Okay. I think we almost covered every single thing except for those minutes in that jail cell situation. Whoever never saw this, I'm going to give it right back to you again.
Controversial video that is triggering a MAGA mutiny. It's supposed to show raw footage of the jail cell where Jeffrey Epstein was being held the night he committed suicide. The video was released by the Department of Justice to prove that no one entered Epstein's cell before he was found dead, and that he really did take his own life. But it's only fueling more conspiracy theories. Look, the video jumps just before 11:59 to midnight. There's 1 full minute missing. Attorney General Pam Bondi tried to explain the missing minute.
Every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing.
I spoke with forensic video expert Andrew Garrett. Do you think this is really the raw footage?
No, not at all. We've got major problems with this video. You have a missing section in the video. These are 2 actual videos stitched together.
So do you believe this video was purposely edited?
It definitely looks suspect.
Pam Bondi's declaration that there was nothing suspicious about Epstein's death is leading to a MAGA civil war. Fox News personality Laura Ingraham spoke at a conservative...
Nah, because she's talking about feelings. We want facts. We got facts of the video information. We don't need to know how she's feeling. We got enough information on these videos to get enough people's feelings going out. Got a little siren going on right now, action. I'm in New York. But do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up. We can let more people get on over here to get some more information. We've got a little bit more, and then we're going to start cracking and getting into these states and doing what we do as far as laying out the other content. Going to go and get into some country stuff. I told you, fully loaded clip. I got time today. Let's go. Let's keep on moving, because right now we've got Robert Garcia, who somewhat says, and this is something that I'm reading, brings the facts to call out Pam Bondi, Trump, and Patel for not releasing the Epstein files. This is not me. This is something that's going on in Congress right now.
The gentleman is recognized.
Trying to blame me for showing the news.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to demand that Donald Trump and our Attorney General come clean to the American people and release the Epstein files. Now, this weekend, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "Let's not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about." Well, Mr. President, a lot of people actually care. And we know that MAGA was all in on Jeffrey Epstein. Now, my Republican colleagues have sent letters, they've posted, they've demanded disclosure.
This is my towel right here. Why would
Donald
I
Trump
take it
Jr.,
out?
the president's own son, has tweeted dozens of times about this case. FBI Director Kash Patel swore under oath in front of the Senate that he would be transparent with the American public and release the Epstein files. He said, and I want to quote, "Make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened," that he would do that. That was his quote. Now, in February, our Attorney General Pam Bondi told Fox News that Epstein's client list was, again, and I quote, "sitting on my desk right now to review," end quote. Now, they claim there was never a list. And this weekend, Donald Trump claimed that the files were written by Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the Biden administration. These are bizarre reversals. And it's obvious to the American public. Someone is lying, and someone is trying to hide something. So let's look at the facts. We know Elon Musk said publicly on June 5th that Donald Trump is mentioned in the Epstein files. We know that Epstein died in a federal prison overseen by Donald Trump's Department of Justice. We know that Jeffrey Epstein in 2008 was given a generous non-prosecution agreement for sex trafficking charges. Now, that agreement let him continue his criminal activities, and that agreement was offered by Alexandra Acosta, who was Donald Trump's chosen Secretary of Labor.
Okay, I got enough, y'all. I'm gonna tell you I had enough. I'm gonna get into something different right now, because I don't even want to hear the word Jeff or Ep no more today. Because imagine if y'all saw that much, what I had to do to get it. So yes, do me a favor, let me grab my little towel out of my pocket that they trying to make a joke about, because I be in here working and sweating. You think I got a problem having a towel in my pocket? Y'all better tell them I'll cut my tie to put it in there to make it match. That's coordination, boy. Don't play with me. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get them lights up. I really appreciate it. We like to coordinate around these parts. We're gonna get to a whole nother situation. I don't have her up there. She needs to be up there. She needs to be doing her little crazy booga wooga thing. You know who I'm talking about, right? Kathy Jokel Hochul. Yes. Coming on up to New York City, we got some situations right now where this is some breaking news yesterday. Why is this going on? Because we don't have that thing called PATROL, police patrol. We don't have cars that just ride around and make sure that people are safe anymore, so things like this happen. We got some breaking news right now from New York where we got North Duty Border Patrol agent who was pow-powed in the face in Washington Heights Park. The suspect was on a motorbike, rolled up on him to try to Rills knob him, tried to get him with the, and he pulled out. Person pow-powed 2 times, hit the Border Patrol person in the face. He returned fire. They actually caught this person. Come to find out he has warrants, two robberies he's already been arrested for. He's wanted in another state, and he's illegal, and he's an illegal immigrant. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to break this news on other situations and other topics that's going on. Hope you appreciated the preceding content. But let's get to some breaking news that's going on in New York as this happened 12 o'clock at night last night.
We begin with new details in the shooting of an off-duty Border Patrol officer in Upper Manhattan. Authorities say the 42-year-old victim was shot in the face during an attempted robbery involving 2 people who rode up on a scooter around midnight last night in Fort Washington Park. There is no indication he was targeted due to his job. Police say the suspected gunman, 21-year-old Miguel Mora, is in the country illegally and has a history of violence. That includes 2 domestic violence arrests in New York. He's also a suspect in several other crimes. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon is live in Washington Heights with the details. Sonia.
Yeah, Tanya, the shootout in the park under the bridge last night has gotten the attention of President Trump. And that's because you have the suspect who was a wanted man who was supposed to have been deported, and you have the victim who was, ironically, a Customs and Border Patrol officer off duty. That 42-year-old officer is based here in New York City, and police say he was not targeted because of his job, but his bosses say he did his job, and they are calling him a hero.
He executed our mission, which is to protect the country. And he did it by stopping a threat.
Chilling surveillance video released by the Department of Homeland Security shows 2 men on a moped pulling up to the officer and his female companion and pulling out a gun. The off-duty officer pulls out his service weapon. The gunman shoots him in the face and arm, while the officer fires back, hitting the gunman's leg. Police quickly got...
Oh no, but it's safe in New York. We are talking about a sanctuary city. We don't need the police. We need special people that run around. Instead of calling the police out, we need somebody to come and say, hey, what happened over here? Is everybody okay? Mom Dami. Or all these people talking about getting rid of the police and all of that, right? I get what you mean when you're talking about getting rid of the police, but now look at what's happening directly as a direct result. There are 4 to 8 police cars at every single precinct. Y'all looking at me like, oh my God, he's a black guy. He's talking about police and da 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 da. Yeah, but I want to live too. What if that was me over there with my girl? And guess what? I live about 10 minutes walk from there, and I used to sit on that rock. How about that is what I'm basically trying to say. I can go there right now if I feel like it is what I'm saying. So now when I tell you it's close to home, it's very close to home. Let's keep on going, you guys.
Got to the scene that an ambulance couldn't easily reach just under the George Washington Bridge, but it turns out they were already on their way.
We also had an additional 911 call for a robbery that had taken place about 5 minutes previous. Very simple.
But if you got patrol rolling around that area, like, you know, oh, yo, it's cops over there. Maybe we shouldn't do nothing over there. Or, yo, you know, it's heavy on the police over here. It was so crazy back in the day. Even Raekwon the Chef, a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, used this in one of his rap songs. Mad police in Manhattan. Right. Even in the rap songs that they knew that we had a lot of police. Oh, Giuliani's crazy. They doing all of this crazy. But you know what we didn't have? This going on? Hardly, not at all. Stop and frisk. Stop. Oh, moped too, no helmet on? Stop and frisk. Call me what you want. I don't care. If I was the mayor, you would not like me. Get him out of there. Eric, get him out of there.
Similar motive, two males on a scooter that forcibly removed a cell phone from a woman.
Tonight, as the officer recovers at Harlem Hospital, where he was able to communicate with visiting officials using hand signals, 21-year-old Miguel Mora is in custody after limping into a hospital in the Bronx. His photo shared by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who noted that he's a citizen of the Dominican Republic with a criminal history.
Our initial investigation reveals that Mr. Mora entered the country illegally in 2023 through Arizona.
Since then, the commissioner says he's been arrested for domestic violence, but the NYPD has been looking for him for other crimes.
At the time of this shooting, he had an active bench warrant from the Bronx, was wanted for a robbery from last December and a stabbing from January.
Mr. Mora is also wanted outside of New York and Massachusetts for the robbery of a pawn shop in which guns were stolen in February 2025.
And this is where the ignorant would be like, yo, Bugatti, why are you snitching? Why are you saying this and blah, blah, blah? That's why I stopped dealing with and being around and even thinking about that. All the gangster stuff, whatever like that. I call myself Bugatti because my mother used to call me Booby. That's a secret. I'll let y'all know right now. Booby, go on over here. Booby, Booby. That was my nickname. Everybody knew me as Booby. So you know what they did? I said, I got to gangster that up a little bit. Got to put something hard on it. So I put Gotti on the back. People think, oh, you trying to act like you got a Bugatti car, right? No, it ain't. Had to put some toughness on the little nickname that my mama gave me after she passed. So that's what I use as my rap name. You know what I'm saying? So it's always something behind what people do. So I'll give y'all that gem right there. So now it's Bugatti. So it's nice and comfortable. Bugatti NYC because that's where I'm from. I love the fact that people think it's funny because it's real. I love it. It's true. It's real stuff. Use it against me. M&M me. Whatever. Got a big head too if y'all want to talk about that.
But it took a shootout in a park after a robbery attempt on an off-duty federal officer to land him in custody. An officer whose job happens to be to protect the borders, and a suspect accused of crossing one illegally and committing violent crimes ever since. Exactly the type of individual the mayor says the city is cooperating with the federal government to try to capture.
The violent migrant and asylum seekers who are bringing violence and really tarnish the reputation of those who come to this country to pursue the American dream. I'm gonna cut her off right now and just tell people that deal with that ICE. I want to get a lot of them. Yeah, y'all should go to the neighborhoods that they just announced. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna hold you. If you got a little bit of something on it, I might change my position. I might got a couple of brothers out here that's like, yo, because I heard they was giving away $750 for every one of them. How about that? Tell the truth. You find out they about to give you $750 or $1,000 for everyone that you help in the assistance of getting that. Watch your head. Silver bracelets. Silver bracelets. They're one size all fits all for everybody. Y'all know the song. Come on, y'all. I'm about to put that on the t-shirt. Call me what you want. I do not care. Matter of fact, I'm going to get you out of here. Moto Joe. Let's get Moto Joe up out of here. He having a little complex. Yeah, Joe, I'm sorry. I don't like that clown right there. You got to go. You got to go. Bye, Moto. Thought I wasn't paying attention. Moto. Goodbye, Moto. Come on now, because we got to go over to the border czar, Tom Homan, who speaks on deportation, the capacity of doubling down on the beds. Y'all can call me what y'all want, but it's like battle school out here, if you know what I know. Let's go. We got to go on over to who y'all love, who y'all know and love. Y'all Uncle Tom. Y'all know y'all love yourselves some Tom Homan. Every time I put Tom Homan up here, y'all always be like, Uncle Tom, I love Tom. Y'all love yourselves some Tom Homan.
Do we just pass a big, beautiful bill? We need more beds.
He said we need more beds.
Do we just pass a big, beautiful bill? We need more beds. Governor DeSantis came up with some beds pretty quickly. We're looking to get 100,000 beds. And
wow.
The more beds we get, the more bad guys we can take off the street.
So yeah, Sealy, Kleinsley, all of y'all, whoever make beds right now, y'all better use this. You better start making some bunk beds or whatever like that. If I knew about this and I was making, let me stop. It's not even the marketing pitch time right now. Come on.
Every criminal alien we arrest on the street, before we deport them, they need a bed because it takes several days, several weeks, several months to actually remove them. So we need more beds. We're bringing beds on quickly as possible. I think Governor DeSantis came up with a good model. And I'm not familiar with the cost yet. That's a question for ICE, but we're looking for beds, and I hope we get more beds on soon. We need the beds.
I'm sorry, I said alligator Alcatraz. I meant Alcatraz, the reopening of Alcatraz, the original off the coast.
Well, I think they're looking at it. I don't think any decision been made yet. They've looked at the cost of it, but I'm not in the loop on that. But again, we're looking for any available bed space we can get that meet the detention standards that we're accustomed to. Beds are important. Last week, I woke up one morning, we had less than 200 beds. We'll fill them by half a day. So we're constantly having to change flight arrangements and move deportations as quick as we can to empty beds. We shouldn't be in that position. These operations take time. They're well thought out operations. We need to know that there's a number of beds available when we take the bad guys off the street. So we need to bring beds on as quick as possible, and that's exactly what we're doing.
He said he wants to double up on the bed capacity. Why does he want to double up on the bed capacity? Because now they've got the lists of where all of the people live that they're looking for. That's right, you guys. You guys heard about this already. This clip I'm about to show is basically this immigration expert who's talking about the Medicaid move is about stripping the U.S. citizens of, well, the citizens of their freedom is what they're saying, as far as like their security freedoms, as well as deportations, because there's some some illegal immigrants who do want to pay taxes, as well as some of them who have Medicaid in sanctuary cities, for instance. And some of them may have addresses with that Medicaid. All of that sensitive information it goes with your medical. I would say that banking information, as well as anything that has to do with your health and your medical information, that's probably all the information that people actually need about you, besides your social security number. And now they're going to have your address in order to be able to come pick you up, because they have the alliance and the allegiance of the IRS who's giving them all this documentation. Let's get into that real quick, you guys. Let's double up and keep on going with these stories. Let's go.
In its latest move to escalate mass deportations, the Trump administration is granting ICE access to the personal data of nearly 79 million Medicaid enrollees, including home addresses and ethnicity details, under a new agreement with the Department of Health and Human Services. A DHS spokesperson tells NBC News this is about ensuring undocumented immigrants don't access Medicaid, even though it's already illegal for undocumented immigrants to receive benefits. Immigration advocates are calling it a dangerous overreach, warning that it turns healthcare records into a tool for surveillance and deportation. It's just the latest example of ICE's increasingly aggressive tactics. In recent weeks, the agency has expanded its reach by demanding landlords turn over leases, rental applications, and ID cards of tenants, preventing detained immigrants from getting bond hearings.
So let's say if you got HUD or Section 8 or something like that, they want that information from your landlord now to see if you're here legally, or if you're not illegal, or if you have a criminal record, because once they get that information, they can basically do whatever they want.
And firing immigration judges in order to fast-track deportations. Joining us now, David Beer, Director of Immigration Studies at the Cato Institute. David, welcome back to The Weekend. Let's go back to the beginning. 79 million Medicaid records of Americans now being made available to ICE. Why should the American people be concerned about that?
Well, what the hell is ICE doing with Medicaid information?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, these are U.S. citizen children, really, who they are targeting. If you look at their U.S. their birthright citizenship order, it's about stripping U.S. citizens of their U.S. citizenship so they're eligible for deportation. It is setting up a scenario where those enrollees, they're U.S. citizens, not the illegal immigrants aren't enrolling in Medicaid. They're already banned from Medicaid by federal law. There's already a process to verify people's citizenship status before they get Medicaid. So it's not about that. It's about getting the records of these kids who they want to deport. They've gone to the U.S. Supreme Court to try to get permission to deport them and round up entire families, including these American kids?
Well, if a man not supposed to be here, they should deport him. If he should not be supposed to be here, should deport him. If the judge say you leave, you should deport him. What do you feel about this video clip? Deport him. They should deport him. They're talking about deport him. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They're talking about deporting people and using this information that they're getting right here, man, to deport people. What y'all got to say about that in the comments? What we got? What it's about illegal. Don't you understand? Democrats is what Paul said. They are illegal, says James. Paul again says illegals. Natalie Georgievich says, Casey, what's good? What up, Casey? How you doing this morning? Always stepping up and showing support. Yes, deport them is what Combat Medic said. The manipulation of the 14th Amendment that was not on the Constitution. They have been separating American families for decades. TV, MAGA, and you got to deport them. Someone wants to sing along and deport them. Keep on moving forward, y'all, because now they're talking about construction. And here I go. How you try to blame this on an administration when I've been telling you guys about this all along? Use my big old towel to get this sweat off my head, talking about don't use this. I'm supposed to be using this. That's what it's for. Check this out. You know what they basically saying right now? They're saying because of the Trump administration, immigration crackdowns, and now it's impacting construction. Oh, so y'all admitting that y'all basically was hiring illegal people to do the work and cutting people out like my company and my business, right? You mean like when y'all try to go to the landlords and say, Papi, don't work with that Moreno. Working with me, I make it cheapy. I make it cheapy for you. I hired somebody one day, right? Next thing you know, he on the stoop over there talking to the landlord. When they had the nerve to say, oh, don't work with him. Working with me, I make it cheapy. I went up there, the dude was like, hey, that's the new guy that you hired. I'm like, yeah, I had to build him for 15 years already anyway, right? He gonna say, yeah, he basically told me that he'll do it cheaper. I said, oh, if that's what he said to you, no problem. Walked over to him with a nice fat $20 bill. Boom! Get the hell up out of here trying to cut my throat while I'm giving you a job. I ain't trying to say everybody's like that, but I ain't got no time to play around with I gotta pay other people that got jobs and they got kids and other people to take care of. That's the reason why I act like this. Call me what you want. And this ain't all I do. Let's go. We got to get to this construction situation where these people, I'm going to call it, well, like I see it, are admitting to hiring illegal people, which they should not be doing.
President Trump's immigration crackdown is impacting the construction industry. According to the National Association of Home Builders, immigrants account for nearly a third of skilled construction roles, and it's even higher in border states like California. Carter Evans takes a look.
This construction site has just about everything you need to build a traditional family home. Everything except enough workers.
We have probably 3 people on site, 4 people on site, and normally we'd have about double. We'd have about 8 to 10 people.
Where are they?
They're hiding. People aren't willing to come to work.
Jason, why are they hiding, Jason? I don't understand. No, and then he's gonna be like, I'm not the one that be hiring them, but I work with this agency that do. Oh, okay, I got you.
Jason Petruska is a general contractor in Los Angeles. He says he only hires builders here in the country legally, but he also relies on companies that employ highly skilled, undocumented labor. Many of those workers are now no-shows because they're fearful of the ramped-up ICE raid.
So now maybe that dude that's working over there that lifted up that whole piece of cardboard, that whole big old piece of sheetrock by himself, that's going to be feeling all that pain in about 15, 20 years, maybe he can get a little bump in his salary now. Or maybe, y'all get where I'm going with this, right? Y'all get where I'm going with this? Stop trying to knock that, because me and my boy, we used to do the work of 4 people. We did the work, knocking it out, bringing up big pieces of sheetrock all the way up to the 6th floor. And then the next day we came to work, they fired all the other workers. And my boy was looking at them like, yo, where everybody else at? The man walked up to him and said, man, the way y'all 2 work, we don't even need them. So we started, I'm going back to go to work. He said, yo, what you doing? I said, I'm about to go to work. He said, no, you're not. They fired all of them people. We need to be getting paid more. I said, oh, for real? He went right over to them and was like, I don't know what he said, but he came back and was like, come on, we gonna do what we gotta do. Boop, 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 boop. Next thing you know, double the salary, baby. You're doing double the work, you get double the salary. Just like contractors. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Call in the Bible. honest day's work deserves an honest day's pay. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
If a company has 5 trucks and there's 2 guys per truck and half their crew doesn't want to come, that's literally 3 jobs or 2 jobs that can't be performed.
The labor shortage comes at a time when more than 12,000 homes destroyed by recent fires in LA County need to be rebuilt. About 41% of the construction workers in California are foreign-born, and according to a report, the rise in deportations will deplete the construction workforce statewide, including those specializing in drywall, flooring, and roofing. Petruska says this is already causing longer construction delays and greater competition for fewer crews.
When you find the people who are willing to do the job, they want probably double the hourly rate.
So what does that mean? Like for this home that is getting to the end stages here?
That means that
And how much is that home worth? How much are you getting paid, Josh? Let's go into that. Let's see what you're getting paid. How about that, Josh?
Consumer is paying more.
Did you have that feeling as much before, or did your workers have that feeling that they could just be snatched off the street in front of a job site?
Never. It's so alien to me to hear that, because this is construction. We work hard and we go home for the rest of the day. Like, there should be no fear of doing this stuff.
For CBS Saturday Morning, I'm Carter Evans in Los Angeles.
And for the people who thought that they was gonna stay on section call 8, program call HUD, guess what? Section call 8, program call HUD, guess what? It's over. It is over. Yes, it is over. I say it is over. Section call 8, program call HUD, guess what? It's over. In 2 years, it's over. They're giving you guys 2 years to get up off that program, and I don't know if I don't agree or not. What we got over here? Mad Hatter, you must have liked the little dance and a little reggae rendition. I appreciate you. Everybody, let's show some love to the Mad Hatter for the $4.99 super chat. That's a lot of money to us, especially if everybody was to give up like $1.99 if they like the performances. Nah, I don't care about that, because we got some coffee in the kitchen. What I really want you guys to do is double tap that screen to get those likes up and get more people over here to know about our show. It's not my show. This is called Our Bottom Line. It's got the H because we run about an hour plus. See that plus right there? And that means our, you guys, the co-hosts. It's not just about me, because I couldn't do it by myself. If I don't see those laughing faces and all of that smiling, I don't know if you guys like that. I love to keep on making you guys do all of that and see all of those smiles going up. It's fun. Let's keep on moving. Section call 8, program call HUD. Yo, what if I was to do that spoof video? I'll use every one of y'all in the comments like, yo, what y'all think about this? Y'all be in the comments like, yo, Bugatti is nuts.
A Trump administration proposal could put more than 1 million low-income households at risk of losing their federally subsidized housing. That's according to new research from New York University obtained exclusively by the Associated Press. The new study suggests a proposed 2-year time limit on housing subsidies could affect as many as 1.4 million households.
How dare you cut my subsidies? I got 6 kids in here. What you talking about, me and Lil Ray and John Don and Fufu and Lil Leroy and whatever, son, and this one over here, I can't even remember his name, and the one I got in my stomach. How dare you tell me y'all gonna end the Section 8 programs? So all of that long standing and being on Section 8 and all of that and telling the guy, you know what, you can get out of my house, because now it's going to be like, you're going to be looking at the clock like this. Hold on, I got about 15 months to get my act together to find me a man or a job. Because if not, you're out of there. Let's go. Let's keep on moving, you guys. Let's go.
Public housing and Section 8. The time restriction is part of a White House proposal that seeks to slash the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's budget. White House officials argue that HUD's rental assistance programs are full of fraud and waste because federal subsidies were never meant to be permanent. Supporters also say time limits could help give more families a chance to get into public housing. Researchers say limiting the time people can get help would disproportionately affect working families with children, which could affect more than 1 million kids.
I would just underline that a lot of the evidence we have as researchers is that housing assistance is especially impactful for children who can see their health, their education, their long-term employment and earnings trajectories change in really meaningful ways.
But people in that monetary category, as far as that price category, meaning if you make a certain amount of monetary, should start thinking like that. Instead of thinking like, you know, if I have this baby, that's another $800 on my food stamps. That's what girls think. I got 6 kids in here. You know how much I get every month? I get about 2,000, such and such, such and such. Then you see the other video where they're like, how dare you guys go and tell the welfare how much? And then they get mad. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It is definitely starting to be abuse when it comes down to certain categories. I literally know people that grew up on those programs and don't even have any other means or way to think about getting off. So there should be a time limit on it. And I think that'll make people work more, and the country will be much better as a result. I champion that. We're gonna keep on moving forward to Senator Josh Hawley as he calls BS on an idea that the DOJ's FBI don't know what's going on with this FBI's client list. He's basically saying it's hard to believe. Yeah, we got enough for this. Thank you so much. As now we understand what's going on. There are going to be some cuts as well as Section 8 and HUD. Anyone that's in this situation has to be, as far as a veteran, or I saw somebody in the comments that said they were a veteran, but they're in another program, or any people like that. That's the people that I really care about and that I'm feeling for. But if we're young and we're able and we're able to move and do what we got to do, I think people should work, and I think it's good. It's good for our health. I think we'll be much stronger as a country. I just really champion it, so I'm sorry. And I think after a few months of us getting at it, we'll get over it. The same way we're able to digest this crazy crap going on with the Kathy Hochul with this crazy congestive pricing, which is $9 to cross the street to go from 59th Street to 60th Street. And that's if you got an easy pass. If you don't have an easy pass, it's $15. Nobody complaining about that. I don't hear nobody saying anything about it. I guess y'all just got money like that. Let's keep on moving forward. Yeah, this is what I got for you guys with Senator Josh Hawley. Hawley. He's talking about the reports on the Epstein report, and a little bit more, but that as well.
Good. You have this bill that you put about
don't get hurt,
to reverse these cuts on Medicaid. You know, why introduce this bill when you just voted to enact these cuts?
Well, I said I would. I mean, I said that I would support the bill because it enacts work requirements, which I supported and still do support, that it prevents illegals from getting Medicaid, which I think is the right thing. It expands healthcare coverage. We're talking about now the big, beautiful bill. It expands healthcare coverage in my state and other states for hundreds of thousands of people under the RICA program, which is my bill. So I liked all of that, but there are aspects of it I didn't like, and I think these future cuts to hospitals with Medicaid is a mistake. So I said when I voted for it, I said I'm going to try to reverse these. It's exactly what I'm doing.
But couldn't you have done that while the bill was being negotiated rather than after the fact?
No, manifestly not. I mean, it's sadly monos, you know. I mean, with legislation, sometimes you can get some things and not other things, so we were able to accomplish a lot. There's a lot of things I like, most of the things. I mean, the tax cuts in the bill I think are good for workers, the blue-collar tax cuts, but I didn't like the hospital cuts. We were able to delay them and able to get more funding for hospitals in the short term, but I want to fund hospitals permanently, and I don't want any of those cuts to go into effect.
If your bill goes into law, what's the impact going to be on your state?
If my bill...
No. Sorry, if the cuts go into law and your new bill does not go into law to push back on these cuts, what is the impact going to be?
You know, the good news is because of what we were able to negotiate, to your point, about, or in the big, beautiful bill, Missouri's actually getting $1 billion more in hospital funding over the next 4 years. So what my new bill would do is double that. It would continue the increase in funding, and it would prevent any future changes. Now, you're asking what would happen for my states in 2030. The answer is I don't know.
because Missouri may well have to change its funding formula. So I don't know the answer to that. But my view is, I don't want to take any chances. I don't want.
I think that's why people are very cautious and they're very, sketchy right now, because they're thinking that the bill has a lot of things that are in it that are good, but a lot of other things that are just short term. So you guys do have an argument when you come down to that regard. What else you guys got over here? Let's all give a thumbs up. Citizens Unite. Paul Sinclair, I agree. Thank you guys. I really appreciate the fact that you like the show. Let's double tap that screen because we ain't even nowhere near the end. We got some more information right now. Did you guys hear about the Colbert Report? Stephen Colbert, I think that's his name if I'm not mistaken. Well, he was canceled yesterday, right? Well, 2 days ago. And basically Trump spoke about that. And you know how Trump is. He never pulls a punch and he never and there he goes up there. Y'all see Stephen over there looking kind of tight, not having a good day today. Wasn't this week because he lost his job. That's terrible. Check this out. We're going to give some credit to CNN for finally reporting the story that's, let's say about 20% correct.
The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And the network will be ending The Late Show in May. And yeah, I share your feelings. It's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of The Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
That was nearly 24 hours ago, and we should note that The Late Show is being canceled after 30 years. So the question is still out there without real answers. Was it really all about money, as the company says, or could presidential politics, particularly President Trump's politics, have played a role here? Now, President Trump himself posted that he, quote, absolutely loves that show hosted by Stephen Colbert. Loves that it was canceled, I should say, while also...
No, let me read this the right way, because you already messed up. He says, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. Donald Trump says, I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, is what he says, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. Again, is what Trump's saying, not me. All right, you guys, we're going to keep on moving because, like I said, we got a lot. I don't need to hear her feelings and all of that. All we do here is get as much information from the horse or the dictation that we see in whatever they scribe or whatever like that. We ain't even worried about that. Motherfunkin' Bone, what's good with you? How you doing this morning, angels among us? Oh my, yeah, y'all heard that, right? Now let's go on over. You guys care about this situation right here with Michelle and Barack? Because they're basically, you guys do know that Michael and Barack, I'm sorry, Michelle, not Michael. What's wrong with you, boy? You don't say that on camera. Not Michael, it's Michelle. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama are getting a divorce, or they were trying to make sure that people know what they feel, what's going on with their relationship, or whatever the case may be. So they came on the other day to her brothers and her podcast to set the record straight about the divorce rumors that people had been going on since the time she sat down and I guess had everybody thinking that they were getting a divorce. And she didn't appear at a few important places. Come on now.
The Obamas are finally addressing those pesky divorce rumors.
The rumor mill. It's my husband, y'all.
She took me back. The former president joked about the rumors on Michelle's podcast, which she co-hosts with her brother Craig.
It was touch and go for a while.
The flurry of headlines started after the former First Lady was a no-show for Jimmy Carter's funeral. Then she sat out President Trump's inauguration, her husband arriving at the Capitol alone.
Is it because there's trouble in paradise?
Now the Obamas are setting the record straight.
It's so nice to have you both in the same room together.
I know, because when we...
He set it off with a bomb right there. That's the brother. Y'all ain't catch that? I would have been like, fool, why you say that? We always together. Don't tell them we living in separate houses and we never around each other no more. What's wrong with you? You giving up the whole damn thing in the beginning. That's what I caught. I don't know about y'all. I pay attention to everything. Like all the people joking in the comments, I pay attention. I see y'all. I'm about to come over there now.
We aren't. Folks think we're divorced.
Obama says he was initially oblivious to the reports.
So I don't even know this stuff's going on.
Right.
And then somebody will mention it to me, and I'm all like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Michelle has acknowledged that they went through a rough patch when their 2 daughters were young. But even then, she says she never thought about divorce.
Damn, them kids don't look nothing like y'all. Oh, and I'm not supposed to be saying this stuff on video.
There hasn't been one moment in our marriage where I thought about quitting my man. And we've had some really hard times, so we have had a lot of fun times, a lot of adventures, and I have become a better person because of the man I'm married to.
Okay, don't make me cry now.
There you have it.
So I could come back home now, it's good. Nigga, you know it's a wrap. Don't you believe in this? This is all PR. Tell your publicist, good a good job, get you back safe on your flight, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's keep on moving right now because we've got President Macron who tells a teenager, don't be calling me Macron, you call me Mr. President. See, even overseas in the UK, a community is needed to raise a child properly with respect. I guess he might have seen that mush to the face, you know, when Macron was getting off the plane that day, and he probably think that he could talk to him any kind of way because they made a lot of clowning jokes about him. But just because my wife mushed me in the face, don't mean that you can call me Macron. You call me Mr. President, damn it. Let's get on over to this topic right here and this, see him straighten up this little youngster right here. Look like a little teen as he's walking by. Just basically, I know I love to get little stuff. I like to get things like this because, like I said, a community is needed when it comes down to children. He's meeting with students at an event when one student was a little too friendly with the French leader and called him by his first name.
C'est bien, mais ça va. Je la connais, ça va Manu? Non, c'est pas tu peux pas. Non. Voilà, tu es là, dans une cérémonie officielle, tu te comportes comme il faut.
You call me president. You're here at an official ceremony and you should behave. I want y'all to see that smile that he had go from to womp, 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 womp. He literally did the whole 3-cage breakdown. And then he did the left move into the camera as Macron walks off. Just because you see my wife mush me in the face does not mean that you can disrespect me, youngster. I want you guys to see that. Just pay attention to his face. Don't even worry about trying to translate. Because notice how he's smiling at first. Got a nice old open agenda. He's talking, saying little slick stuff. Got his friend in the back glancing. Now,
Là, dans une cérémonie officielle, tu te comportes comme il faut. Tu peux faire l'imbécile, mais aujourd'hui c'est la Marseillaise et le chant des partisans. Tu m'appelles monsieur le président de la République ou monsieur. D'accord? Voilà. Très bien. Et tu fais les choses dans le bon ordre. Si le jour où tu veux faire la révolution, tu apprends d'abord à avoir un diplôme et à te nourrir toi-même. D'accord? Et à ce moment-là, tu iras donner les leçons. Est-ce que...
And the guy next to him had to smile, but then he said, you know what? Let me get mine right, because I'm trying to get my handshake too. That's how you teach the kids. That's how he had to do it disrespectful. That's how you do it. Good looking, Hawley. Thank you for the 20 gift memberships. Y'all better go ahead and get up on them gift memberships right now. You could definitely go ahead and get those gift memberships. I am allowing them all right now. Hawley just gave you guys 20 gift memberships. I am pressing this button right now to allow the gift memberships. There you go, guys. There you go. 20 gift memberships, and you guys are now in. You guys just got 20 memberships. Go for it. Thank you so much, Hawley. Thank you so much. Hawley always show love. I know y'all not even thinking about me right now. They're like, yo, go get the memberships. Hold on a minute. If y'all do appreciate the content and the fact that we're giving you something back right now, go ahead and double tap that screen. Let everybody know what we got going on over here, because we are the #1 show when it comes down to 6 o'clock in the morning until, because of co-hosts like that right there. You see that? That's one of our big co-hosts right there. He must have been busy playing with Sadie. Don't you know we love you, sweet Sadie? The new puppy that they have, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and show Hawley massive love. Y'all know y'all better go ahead and say thank you, Hawley. Appreciate you, Hawley. And I'm not trying to force you guys, but I would appreciate if we all would thank Hawley for those memberships. always shows love to us. Come on, you know we got to show love to Hawley. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys, right now, because boy, do we got so much more to get going. I really do hope you guys appreciate the content this morning and the fact that we just rolling and we not playing. We got to get on over to Sheriff Hardwick, who talks about immigration enforcement. I think this is very important, even though small counties and St. Johns County and different things like that. But you know, you guys know how I am about, local news, especially when it's important. So let's get it.
Had some questions about, the immigration stuff. Well, that just comes along with enforcing traffic. You're going to get things like, so I think we had talked about this before, but there's a thing called an IAQ, and an IAQ is an immigration alien query. So just a quick example, if we were to pull either one of you over for just a simple violation of the law, we pull you over, we run your driver's license in the system saying you have a driver's license. And when we run your driver's license, it automatically checks for what they call wants and warrants. On the Florida system and the national system. The national system is called NCIC, and the Florida system is called FCIC, Florida Crime Information Center, or National Crime Information Center. It also checks your driver's license, your driver's history, like we just talked about a minute ago with this guy this morning. And basically, during that same check, it also runs what they call IAQ, which is the Immigration Alien Query. Well, during the IAQ now, just because the system is being updated so much because of the current administration up in Washington, D.C., it will tell you that, Troy has a deportation order in place. It's not a criminal offense on our end, but it also alerts the system that Troy is in the IAQ system, in the wanted system for the federal government for maybe a asylum, a court date that he or she missed. And we'll just stay on Troy for this. So let's say Troy missed an asylum court date where he's trying to stay in America. So he can legally stay in America, but he missed his asylum court date.
Right.
Now, he has an extradition to get out of America because he failed to come and prove why he or she wants to stay in America. So anyway, so we're just getting a lot of those. So
So now that's what's happening in Florida. That's the way that they have it, to the point where now they're in cooperation with ICE as well as Homeland Security. So when they run the IAQ, you get locked up and get sent to Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz, if you're not supposed to be here or if you already had an order. We're going to keep on moving, you guys, and I hope you guys showed Hawley love. That was a lot of love right there, and thank you so much, Hawley. We always love and respect Hawley. Thank you so much. Let's get on over to the next clip. What we got? We got Trump that's threatening to revoke who? Of all people, let's get into the comedy, guys. He's basically telling Rosie O'Donnell, keep on playing. Give me that citizenship. I'll revoke you right now, girl. You know, he's got a thing going back and forth with Rosie O'Donnell. She has now officially moved to Ireland. That's right, you guys, O'Donnell, Ireland. And she's got some pushback against what he said, basically. Check this out.
President Trump has ignited a new war with Rosie O'Donnell. He says he's thinking of revoking her U.S. citizenship. Rosie O'Donnell is not in the best interest of our great country. I am giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship, he wrote on Truth Social. He dug in even deeper at Andrews Air Force Base Sunday.
I don't know about Rosie. I watched Rosie. Rosie's a mess. She's a mess. But she left our country, which is a good thing, not a bad thing.
O'Donnell moved to Ireland after Trump's 2024 election. Today, she's firing back. Trump has always hated the fact that I see him for who he is, a criminal con man, sexual abusing liar, out to harm our nation to serve himself. This is why I moved to Ireland.
So it's not your
O'Donnell
nation no
also
more.
went on radio in Ireland addressing his threat to yank her citizenship, even though she was born in the USA.
I know he can't do that, but the Supreme Court has given him unbridled powers, and who knows what he can and can't do.
The Trump-O'Donnell feud goes back nearly 2 decades, ever since she mocked the
She's
future
a
president's
mess. You
hair
saw that, right?
on The View.
There he is, hair looping going. Everyone deserves a second chance. And I'm going to give her a second chance.
She's a mess.
He said Rosie O'Donnell is a mess. Tell me Donald Trump ain't from New York, Casey. Casey, tell me Donald Trump is not from New York, because that's how we talk. Y'all know what I'm saying. That's how we talk. Like, yo, he is a mess. That's how we talk. We talk just like that. That's why when certain things hit home, it'd be hilarious. Like when we see him doing certain stuff, We'd be like, yo, that's some stuff a New Yorker would do. Let's go over downtown Albuquerque, because I'm going to need some business partners on this one. Harley, I'm talking to everybody over here. I'm just joking, y'all. Casey, Mad Hatter, anybody want to go into business? This might be a good one. And everybody, I know it's a lot of people here, so it's really hard to say, shh, don't tell nobody about this business opportunity. But yes, I'm just telling you because that's the way I think. This downtown Albuquerque business finds a unique solution to crime prevention. You know how you might have a business and there might be some doom, 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 crackheads or something like that hanging around your spot, meth heads and dope fiends and stuff like that, and they always doodling by the door or whatever, and you got to figure out a way to get rid of them. I saw one unique measure where this one guy started blaring music. I think this guy's opportunity right here is much more smarter. And if you guys are willing to go into business with me, I am willing to talk to this man and see if we can get the patent for his idea. And maybe we all can just, this right here is a genius invention. And if you got one of y'all do it, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Just cut me in, all right? If you do the business, just cut me in. Because I'm thinking that this is going to be very lucrative. Now check this out. We got this unique approach to getting rid of these fiends and these people that be doodling and all that on your property. Check this out. One man came up with something very smart in crime prevention. Check this out. This is in Albuquerque.
All right, what you're seeing here is video from a downtown Albuquerque business as the owner tries to deter things that shouldn't be happening right outside his back door. Terry Gonzalez has owned that downtown business for 3 years, and he says he's dealt with major safety concerns for his employees and customers since day one.
And after years of dealing with those sort of conditions, he said he decided just to take matters into his own hands. Our Emily Faith spoke with him today about that decision. So Emily, tell us about the solution that he ultimately came up with.
Well, Tessa, Trevor, it's simple, but so far it's proven to be effective. All it involves is a Ring camera, Wi-Fi, and a water sprinkler.
About to blow it down. About to get that crack ready. No, you not. Get up out of here. Yeah.
For the last 3 years, downtown business owner Terry Gonzalez has dealt with a lot of crazy antics.
We've just had a lot of problems with people using our back door as a bathroom or a place to shoot up or whatever.
The aftermath of trash, needles, urine, and more, creating an unsanitary and unsafe environment and an inconvenient cleaning process.
It's really hard to ask your staff to go out there and clean human feces. It's ridiculous. And we have to go through a whole process, bleach and water, and you have to put on protective gear and all that.
Through that process came a creative solution.
So we just got a Ring camera and some PVC pipe and a sprinkler and a Wi-Fi solenoid valve. And I mean, for less than $150, we set.
Casey said you can't smoke a wet pipe.
It up. If they don't leave, then we spray them with water, and that just seems to be the simplest. It's a humane solution to getting someone to stop using our back door as a bathroom.
Other business owners have taken notice and asked how they can install their own shower.
We've talked to a couple of neighboring businesses that have seen it, and that's the first question they ask is, how can you help? How'd you do that?
As unique as it is,
So now check this out. Worst come to worst, I fall on hard times, right? I ain't even gonna use it for that. I'm gonna go over there and leave my boxes on, and I'm gonna run over there with a bar of soap and act like I'm doing something. And they're gonna be like, yeah, man, let me get that water out you. Let me get that water out you. Start soaping myself up and take a shower right there. Harley, good looking. Thank you so much, Harley. YT, that's right. The 5 a.m. show, thank you so much. The 6 a.m. show. Everybody, go ahead and show Harley some love for that $100 super chat. We always show you massive love, and we thank you so much. But what y'all think about my shower idea? Running over there with a bar of soap and just acting like you about to smoke some rocks, right? But Harley, everybody do me a favor. Thank Harley for the $100 super chat. Harley be big ballin'. First, you're gonna give up those memberships and help support the show like that. Hawley, thank you so much. And we hope that Sadie is having a good time right now. We saw that you put him in a little cage the other day, and he was trying to do and she was trying to do her escape attack. We saw that, escape attempt, we saw that. Y'all go over to Hawley's page and check out his new puppy. Her name is Sadie. Beautiful little puppy. And thank Hawley again for the $100 super chat. And what y'all think about me grabbing that bar of soap and running over there and getting busy? They probably be slick like, oh, we know this guy. This the one that be trying to take a shower. Turn the water off.
The top priority for Gonzalez is safety for his employees and customers.
We can't depend on somebody else to handle the problem for us, and we're doing what we can to combat it on our own, but do it in a safe, humane manner.
Now, some people have wondered about the legalities of this, and according to our research, it's not entirely clear. In New Mexico, to prove assault and battery, it must be committed in a, quote, rude, insolent, or angry manner. So this case, it probably falls in a gray area there.
No. I got it. I'm going to fix all this up. I'm going to give y'all the gold because I really want y'all to make some money on this, all right? So now they're trying to say it's inhumane, right, or whatever like that, right? Y'all see this little area right there, right above their head, right around here? We're going to, right around the edges. Y'all know what we're going to do? We're going to put some planters up there with some flowers in it. Hey, that's the time that the water come on for the flowers. He shouldn't be under there anyway. That case dismissed, get up out of there. Don't play with me, I'm nasty in court. I'm not a lawyer, but I get busy and I beat I say about, so far, maybe about seven lawyers. I already beat 7 lawyers. Landlord, tenant, all that. Call me what you want. Y'all want to get a divorce, holler at your boy. I went in there so mad one day, did the paperwork myself. I'm sitting there like, oh, God damn it, and this fucking engine. Did it myself. Took me, $700 to get a divorce? Huh? 7 minutes, fill out that paperwork, boom, give them that money and get the HNIC up out of there. Don't play around with me. Y'all need some legal help? I'm not a lawyer, but I can help you guys point you in some directions and give you some good referrals. They ain't gonna pay me nothing, but I like to help people out as much as possible. Now we're gonna get over to this fantastic story that I don't even care if it's not real. Could be an AI story. Don't know if it's real or not, but I love real good stories and things like this when it happens, even if it don't. First of all, we're gonna go over to this story. We got this story about this 6-year-old that keeps on getting sent to the principal's office, and then his mom finds out what his bus driver did to help him out. I don't know if this story's real. I just like it.
6-year-old boy keeps getting sent to principal's office. Then school bus driver does something unexpected. A 6-year-old kindergartner named Cameron Eisenberg had a rough start at Cane Bay Elementary School in South Carolina. He was a frequent visitor to the principal's office, struggling to adjust and manage his emotions. But then someone unexpected noticed: his school bus driver, Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, a longtime Berkeley County School District bus driver, noticed Cameron was having a hard time. Every morning, Cameron was one of the first students on his route. Over time, Mr. Charles watched the boy's frustrations play out and decided to reach out in his own way. He made Cameron a deal. If he could show good behavior during the week, Mr. Charles would bring him a special treat every Friday. It was a simple promise, but one that Cameron took to heart. What started as a small gesture turned into something much bigger. Cameron's behavior started to improve. Teachers and staff noticed a change, especially his special education teacher, Stephanie Williams, who would personally escort Cameron to the bus each afternoon. His mother, Kelly Eisenberg, was relieved to see her son happier and more confident. Outside of school, the bond deepened. Mr. Charles started taking Cameron out for ice cream and McDonald's. He even showed up at Cameron's baseball games, cheering him on from the stands, a quiet but powerful presence of encouragement. With that mentorship, Cameron found stability. His principal visits became fewer, his attitude brighter. It just goes to show that sometimes the people who make the biggest difference in a child's life aren't in the classroom, but waiting at the curb, driving the bus.
That's dope. Come on, if I knew how to do AI, even if it ain't real, like I said, I'd make stories like that. That's the type of stuff that I like to look at. Puppies, people having fun, living, water, yeah, eating, yeah, like that. All that other crazy stuff, I ain't with it. Don't know what you guys say. Sound like Cameron doesn't have a dad. Somebody says he probably does a motherfucking bone, but at least Mr. Charles stepped up. That's the positive reward parenting techniques schools around here requires to do and teach the kids for discipline. Okay, we got another $100 super chat from Hawley. Thank you so much. What an uplifting story. It should be the normal. Yeah, we're going to keep that going because I got another one for you. And this is about a sanitation worker. And this man brought the whole committee to its knees. Just what he was saying. Now, the sanitation workers in New York, I got to be honest with you. Another thing, I don't want you guys to go without saying thank you to Hawley for the other $100 super chat. We don't let certain things go by. I want to thank you so much for the compliment and thank everybody. And everybody, thank you so much to Hawley for the $100 super chat. I give you guys stories like that. First of all, while I'm looking at it, I actually got a little love for myself. Like, yo, you really be thinking some cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes to you before you even give it to the people. You know, you're a pretty cool dude. It makes you like yourself. Be yourself. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Let these people know how you really are. Got another one for you. Let's go. This sanitation worker right here, woo! He brought the house down, and this the one right here. I had to do this one right here. So basically, we got Raleigh, North Carolina. We got a regular working man who's a trash truck driver, and he basically shocks the entire city council with a powerful speech. I want you guys to see this right here.
Evening, Madam Mayor, council members, residents, and people of this great city. My name is Charlene Parker.
Pay
I'm
attention.
Equipment Operator 3 at Solid Waste Services. And we come before you not with anger in our hearts, but with urgency in our voices, because the time has come to speak plainly about the conditions we face and the dignity that we deserve. We are the men and women who rise before the sun, who collect your trash, who keep your neighborhoods clean, and who carry the burden of the city's waste on our backs every single day. But even as we carry that burden, our calls for help go unanswered, our warnings are dismissed, and our worth is ignored. We drive trucks that fail us, trucks without working mirrors, trucks without safe brakes, trucks that break down before breakfast, and still we are told to get it done. We wait hours with no backup, no plan, no word, and then we are blamed for not doing enough. We are asked to perform the impossible and punished when we fall short. We speak up and we are silenced. We ask questions and we are lied to. We serve with pride and we are passed over, while friends and family of leadership are lifted up into roles they have not earned over drivers who have given years of service, who have spotless records, and who know this work better than anyone. And let me say this loud and clear to the leadership of our department. When you keep making the same mistakes over and over again, they stop being mistakes and become who you are. And we will not stand by while you turn a failing system into our reality. But I say tonight, we are not invisible, we are not disposable, we are not the problem, we are the heartbeat of this city. We do not come asking for handouts, we come asking for fairness, for safety, for truth, for respect. We come asking that the chaos be brought to order, that our leadership lead with purpose, and that our work be met with the dignity it deserves. We do not wish to strike, we do not wish to walk away, we wish only to serve and to be heard. But if the city turns a blind eye, if this council does not act, then you will wake up to a city that cannot run, not because we refuse to work, but because we are pushed beyond the point of return. Let us not wait for that day. Let us fix what's broken while there's still time. And legacy isn't about titles. It's about what you leave behind in others. Thank you.
I'll be like, excuse me, sir, where you going? He'd be like, I gotta go. I finished my speech. Yeah, you finished your speech, but you just changed your job. What do you mean I just changed my job? You are now the head of the department. What do you mean you Yeah, because people like that can understand the work, that actually know if you throw the bag this way and the door come down that way and you gotta jiggle the door, that's the one that really need the big position because he understands everybody out there. Real talk. They keep on, like he said, putting these other people in these important positions because they're family members or whatever like that, instead of rewarding the people that really deserve the jobs. Like he said, that work from ground up. Again, Hawley, Thank you so much. What he said, this is a drop the mic speech. Thank you so much, Hawley. Do me a favor, y'all, double tap that screen and tell Hawley thank you for that $100 super chat. That is a drop the mic speech. And Hawley, straight up and down between me and you, do you understand what I say when I feel like this man should have the position of authority and the one to delegate? Maybe, of course, people under him to make sure that the administration runs right. But when you have the person that can actually do the work and knows everything that this man spoke about, broken down trucks and expect us to still do what we got to do, all of those little intricacies, if I had somebody like that that worked at my company, that's the person that you want. Now, how do you know every little problem that's going on? Now I just hang out with you and fix everything, if I really cared to. With that, y'all, I want to tell y'all, double tap that screen to get those likes up. Ain't nobody messing with us. We declare number one when it comes down to the 6 o'clock hour. We got the best host, got the best clips. We do this better than anybody else, and that's one thing I will toot my horn about, because I'll be up here sweating. I'll be up here going, and I put a lot into this research and this work because I actually care about what I show you guys, and it's not just some fly-by-night crap. If I come off as I'm trying to direct you in any sort of way, I actually apologize for that, because I'm not. I like to have fun, give out messages, and this is what I'm really about. If I had the wherewithal and the monetary, told you guys, have a dog kennel, a rescue. I'll be out here saving dogs, making natural fruits, and y'all be like, yo, Bugatti's a whole different person. I'll stop putting the Beijing in. I get a long white beard and let myself look the way I normally look. I'm telling it. Yes, I do that too. But it is what it is, you guys. We got to do what we got to do until we get to that plateau. Just understand I have a positive message and a positive means in my outcome. Really appreciate you guys for all of the love and all of the support that you always show to the show. Do your boy a favor right now. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. If y'all got some snaps on the Petro, I'm taking that. Give me that. Take that. Take that. But Hawley, you already did enough, and we appreciate you so much. And thank you for your love and support for the show. Thank you so much. And guess what? With that being said, y'all ready? Y'all can make some money, 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 money. All y'all got to do is go to that link in the description, double tap that link, get that description right there. Y'all going to go to the description because we got surveys in there today up to $500 worth of surveys. You'll make some money and I'll make some money too. Fill out a survey. Next thing you know, you're going to be like, hey, I just made some money. Then I'm going to see the come up, oh, I made a little $25 off of that hookup. Thank you so much. Yes, I want to see you guys make some money. Also, if you have a business, you might be a mobile barber. You could be a lawn doctor. I don't know. Maybe you are a esthetician. I don't know what you do, but what we do over here is we share in the love and in the demographics. That means if you send me a 10 by 10 80 post, yeah, it's going to fit up in the post area. I'm going to be able to put that up and let people see your business and your promotions and what you have going on, because we love to share. Trying to get up to 40,000 subscribers. We're really close. We're at like 38. We're going to keep on just working and trying to do our best to earn it. We don't ask for anything over here. We like to earn our keep. Sweat is our gasoline, and it lets us know that we left everything on the field. That's how we get down over here. Not only that, but if y'all want to come to the Show Your Talent Search, where we're going to be giving away $250 to the best talented person. Talent is not just singing. It's not just dancing. Talent is vast. You could be a talented wheelie person and know how to do good wheelies. You could be a talented person and know how to do one-hand push-ups. You can be a talented dog trainer. Whatever you are, we want to see it. I want you guys to come on out to the Throgs next store that we got going on this Saturday, coming up this weekend. That's right, you guys. I want you guys to come out and hang out with your boy. I'm going to be at the Hutchinson, this event right here. Let's get that open. Saturday, July the 26th, 2025, between 4 and 7 p.m. I'm going to be at the Wine and Liquor Superstore at 815 Hutchinson River Parkway. That's in the Bronx, you guys. I'll be there from 4 to 7. You guys want to hang out with your boy, you got to be 21 and older. We're going to do some video. We're going to be going live from there, whatever. Anybody in New York, I don't know how close you are, Casey, come holler at your boy. Let's have a little toast. Let's have a drink. Anybody in the New York, in the tri-state area, we're going to be doing this for for every single location that we go into. Everybody else, we're going to be coming to Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. Once it's successful doing that, we'll go to every other location as far as states. We're going to let the talent search grow itself. That's right, you guys. You know where I'm going to be, what time I'm going to be there. So hopefully you can come on through and make some money. $250 for the best talented person, meaning if you sing, if you dance. I even made up a joke saying if somebody comes up and that's a good chef with some chicken, and that chicken's good, guess what? Mama, you just won. How did I just win? Because cooking is talent too. We're not limiting talent. Everything is talent. And with that being said, you guys, it is Monday, my favorite day of the week. Why? Because they got to pick up the phone when it comes down to that business. I love myself some Monday. And the fact that you guys made it here throughout the weekend, because it gets crazy on the weekend. I want to thank God for making this a fantastic show, making you guys the #1 co-host on the side of this coast and us the #1 show. And thank you again for always coming through, because y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, I'll see you guys then. Get 'em! Peace. Ha ha! 1. Yeah.